Hello my dear students, it's so good to see you. Welcome to the board. How was like the virtual classroom, Math Victory classroom? Wasn't that awesome? You learned a lot from there? Good. Well, I want you to understand that mathematics plays very important role in our day-to-day life, and that's what Math Victory, Score A Math Victory is all going to be about. Okay? It's not only I'm going to prepare you for your coming exams, but Mr. Mac is also going to prepare you for your future, and that's what mathematics is all about. Okay, learn for life. All right. Well, boys and girls, in this sub lesson we're going to talk about whole number. We want to find out what is whole number is all about, and then we're also going to able to read them, able to write them, and also the place value and the digit value, and then we're going to estimate and also round off numbers. These are the things that we're going to learn in this sub lesson, and I'm really excited that you are on board with Mr. Mac, and we're going to do so much. And I want to assure you, Mr. Mac is here. So I want you to know that being you the best, and you only deserve the best. And because of that, Mr. Mac will only bring the best. And remember, it's coming from the best. Alright, my dear students. Okay, you ready? Let's learn. Okay, let's talk about whole number. What is whole number? When we say whole number, it's numbers that we count, am I right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it keeps going. There's no end to it. Okay? Now, whole number also includes 0, even though 0 is not a counting number, but 0 is also included in the whole number. So, whole numbers start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keeps going on. Okay? Because 0 plays very important role in when number is concerned. And first, let's understand how to read them. Okay? Let's say, for example, Mr. Mac to write this. If I were to put 3, 4, and then 0, 2, 5. Okay? So if I have a number like this, how do we read this number? Now, okay, in this case, Mr. Mac put a big digit, alright, big numbers. Okay? Let's say, for example, let's start with a small number first. Let's say if I were to put 205. So this is 205. See that? 205. And so let's say, for example, if I had a 386, and that's 386. Now if I were to add another digit behind it, so now it becomes 4,386. See that? So now let's say, for example, I add another digit. So now say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digit. Okay, how do we read that? So always do this. Always count 3 digits from the back. 1, 2, 3. Always from the right. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then put a comma. All right. So see that? Block this 3 digit. Alright, what does it say? 34. Read it as a 34. And then take it out. And how many are there? It's 3's, isn't it? 3, that makes 1,000. So 34,025. See that? So same thing with this one. If I were to put another number, let's say 7. Alright? So what do we do? 1, 2, 3, and then we put a comma. And then I'm going to block the 3 digit. And what does it say? 74. And then 1,000. See that? 74,386. Alright, so now if I add another number, let's say another digit, okay, same thing, block it. What does it say? 274,386, okay, or 274,386, okay, good. Now, what about if I have another digit, if I add it on, okay, so now you count 3 after that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, then another 3, 1, 2, 3, and then put a comma. Alright, so now you block this whole thing, and that is 7. So this is 7. Now when I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digit behind the 7, makes it million. So it becomes 7 million, and then 274,386. See that? So these are the things that you learned when you were in standard 4, 5, 6 and all that, how to able to read big numbers. So we're just going to review those. So make sure you understand. Now if I were to put another 2 in front of 7, so now it makes it 27 million. See that? You read it as a 27 million. Okay? And then what does this say? 274,386. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward, okay? So it's very important, okay? So in this case, how do you read this one again? We block the 3 digit, which says 34,025, okay? So since there's no digit over there, okay? So let's say, for example, if I had given you 604 and then 270, and I ask you to read that, how do we do it? How do we do this? Exactly, count 3 digit, 1, 2, 3, and then we put a comma, alright, and then we block that 3 digit. It says what? 604,000, okay, because there are 3 zeros behind there. 604,270. See that? Very important, able to read those, read that numbers, okay, able to express that out, okay. Now, if I would have to ask you to write it in a form of words, how do you do that? So let's do that, okay. So we want to write this in a form of words. So we know that. How do we do it again? Read it first. We block this one. Says what? 604. Okay. So we can write exactly. Says 604. And what was that? 1,000, because there's a 3 digit behind it. See that? 1,000. Okay. 1,200. Exactly, and 70. Okay, 270. Okay, there you go. 600, 4,270. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, if I have to write this one, what would that be? Okay, so we block this 3 digit first, which says 34. So we write exactly, says 30. Okay, 34. And it's a 3 digit behind it, so it makes it 1,000. 34,025 and 25. Okay, because there's no value like this one. You just silent it. The 0, you just silent it. So 34,025. See that? Pretty straightforward, isn't it? Okay, so now how about this one? Such a big number right there. What is that? 27 million. Okay, so we block this, all the 6 digit, and then just read it the first 2 digit first, which is 27. Okay, whenever you read the value of a number, okay, you start from the left to right. Left to right. Okay, keep in mind. So we start from left, which is what? 27 million. So how do I do? Let's say, for example, like if let's say Mr. Max is going to erase this. Okay, let's say I erase this and I just give you the number. Let's say, for example, I give you 2, 1, 3, 4, 4, 5, 0, 6, and ask you to write that in a form of word. So when I give you a number like this, your first step ought to be what? Count the digits. Okay, count 1, 2, 3, you put a comma. 1, 2, 3, you put a comma. Alright, very important. Once you've done that, you broke that into 3 parts. Alright, so block the first and the second. See that? What does it say? 21. 21. But what would that be? How many digits behind the 21? 6 digits. Alright, that makes what? 21 million. Exactly. So we're going to write down 21 million. Okay, 21 million. Okay, and then what does this one say? 344,000. See that? Okay, so 21 million 344,000. See that? 44,000. Okay, now what is this? 506. So 506. See? That's it. Alright? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay? So 21 million, which is right there. 344,000. See, 344,506. In this case, the 10th is silent. There's no digit to it. See that? It's a 0. Okay? So, I mean, there is a digit. There's a counting number is not there. So, you put a silent to it and you said 506. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Very straightforward. Okay? Alright? So, good. Now, you understand that. Let's say, for example, if just this one, if I have to write it. 205. Okay? Exactly. You say 205. Exactly. Okay. Now, what happens if I have a digit here? So, then I say 275. Okay, so in this case will be 275. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? See that? So it's very important, okay? Whenever you have a number and ask you to read it, okay? You break it down. Break it, okay? You start from the right and then you go to the left. Okay, like just we did right here. So we got a huge number right here. So we count 1, 2, 3 and then we put a comma. 1, 2, 3, put another comma. So we're going to call this, okay, comma method, alright? So it's a very good to remember, comma method. So whenever you're given a big number to read it, so use the comma method, okay? Let's take another example. Let's say for example, if I give you 45703 and ask you to read this number. I know when you look at this number, it's kind of intimidating, isn't it? It's like kind of scares you, okay? But don't. You belongs to Score a Math Victory and you are Mr. Max student. Nothing should scare you when you look at that and say with confidence, I know how to read it. Because why? You know the comma method. Am I right? So what we're going to do? We're going to use the comma method. We're going to start from the right. How many numbers we're going to count? 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a comma. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a comma. Alright? So then we're going to block the last, all this, and then just start from, when you're reading time, you start from the left to right. Okay? When you're reading, okay? So I'm going to block this 3 and then this 3. That makes it this one. What does it say? 45. Okay, how many digits after the 45? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A number that has 6 digits behind, you call that million. Alright, million. Okay, so that makes it million. Alright, so this is million. Okay, so million. So that means this is 45 million. Okay, then you block. So after the first, so you go to the next comma, block that one. Now forget about that, and then also this one. What does it say? 703. See that? 703. And how many digits after the 703? All 3 digits behind it. So when there's a 3 digit behind it, it's what? 1000. Okay, that's 1000. So that means 703,000. Then you just read it like 250. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? So 45,703,250. Okay, so it's very important. Remember how to read it. So you use the comma method. Okay, all right. So good. Okay, now let's do this way. If I were to give you in a form of words and have you to express that in a form of numeral, how do you do that? Okay, give me a few seconds. Let Mr. Mac erase the board, and then we'll learn how to do that. Okay, I'll be back. All right, my dear students. Okay, let's say for example. So let's say we have 32,579. And I got you expressed in the form of word. And our goal is to translate or change it in a form of numeral. Okay? How do you do that? So whenever you have a word being expressed, first of course just read it. Like let's just write 232,579. Now we want to write in a form of numeral. How do we do that? We're going to use the breakdown method. Okay? What is breakdown method? Before we go to the breakdown method, I want you to understand this. The place values. Okay? Million. These are the words I want you to remember. Million, thousand, 100 and 10. Okay, that's another one called unit, but we're going to, for the breakdown method, we're just going to concentrate this 4. Okay, so now ask yourself, is there a million in this word? No, there is no million. Okay, so how about 1000? That's the word 1000 right there. Okay, when you say 1000, the number behind the 1000. All right, anything like this, put a line to it. All right, so that's part. How about 100? 100 right there. See that? And then the 10, it's kind of like a 70, 80, 90, 30, those are under 10 family. But include the unit also together with it, and then put a line like this. Now look at this. We got 3 parts. We broke down the 3 parts, alright? So let's translate one by one. Let's translate this one first. 232. So 232,000. 1,000 is how many zeros? 3 zeros. So we're going to put a 0 behind it. 1, 2, 3 zeros. Alright? We're just going to write right now, okay? And then, what does this one say? 500. Just write down 500, okay? We're not going to worry about lining up right now. What does this one say? 75. 75, okay? Now, I'm going to line it up. Always start with a big number, okay? So we're going to start with that. 232,500. Start from the back. And then 75. See that? Now add them. Straight down. Okay, 5, 7, 5, 2, 3, 2. See that? Now let's read this. Okay, let's use the comma method. 1, 2, 3, put a comma. What is this? 232,575. 232,575. That's it. See that? Okay? So using this breakdown method, you should have no problem, alright? Even if I give you such a long word expressed out, okay? You should be able to do it. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say, for example, if I give you 5 million, okay, 705,630. All right, right there. Oh, it's kind of scary, isn't it? No, it's not. Should it be? Right, because you're scoring metric 3 student. Okay. So what method are we going to use? The breakdown method. Okay. Let's write that down. Breakdown method. Okay. So we're going to use this breakdown method. So what is breakdown method? Alright, so we're going to look for the word million. Do we have a word million? Ah, there's a million right there. And then line up like that. Now go to the next one, which is what? 1,000. Ah, is that 1,000 right there? And then 100. Ah, that's 100 right there. See that? And then 10. And this falls under the 10 family. We're just going to put all together. Okay, so now we're going to write them individually. Let's start with the 5 million. So we put 5. Million has how many zeros? 6 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The next one. 705,000. Right, exactly say 705. See that? 1,000. How many zeros? 3 zeros. And then this one, 600. Okay. 600. And this one, 38. Once you write them out, okay, later you line it up, alright, because this helps you just to write them out, okay, because you don't want to make a mistake when you're trying to write it out plus trying to lining up. You may make a mistake. Just write them out and now line them up. So I'm going to put a 5 million. So I'm going to put 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Always start from the biggest and then go down. Okay, the next number will be this one. Line it up. Always start from the back when you're lining up. 0, 0, 0, and then 5, 0, 7. Very important. Okay, and then will be this one. 0, 0, 6, and then the other one, the last one will be 8 and 3. Okay, now I'm going to add them. 8, 3, 6, 5, 0, 7, 5. Right there. Let's read this. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. So we block this whole thing. This is 5 million because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 705,638. See, 5,705,638. Now be careful on this one. See, it says 705. Okay, so 705. If I say 755, that means 755. Okay, so make sure this one 705. Okay, 705. Okay, so which is 1,000. Okay, good. Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward. So again, if you use the breakdown method, you should never have any problem. Alright, my students. Good. Alright, let Mr. Mac erase the board and we talk about place values, okay? And I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, it's very important to understand or to identify the place value of a number. Okay, what is that? What do I mean by that? Place value. Okay, let's see if I give you 7, 5, 2, 0, 3, 4, 6. Alright, so we got a number right here. Let's read it. It's pretty easy. What method are we going to use? The comma method. Very good. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. That's it. And then what do? We use block. Okay, we block the first 3 digits on the back. Okay, like this digit and then another 3. What does it say? 7. How many digits behind 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So million. Alright, 7 million. And then block this one. And then this one, 520,000. See that? Okay, and then 346. That's it. Now the place value, it tells you what each of this digit represent. Okay, now this represent 1, this represent 10, this represent 100, okay, and this represent 1,000, and this represent 10,000, and this represent 100,000, and this represent million. See that? So these are what called place values. Okay, so we are identifying each digit, what their value is. Okay, if I ask you what's the place value for 3, and you know that 3 is 100. Okay, it's 100. So in other words, if I ask you what's the value of this number 3, is 300. Okay, the place value is 100. If I ask you the value of the digit 3 is 300. If I ask you 5, what's the place value of 5? Well, the place value of 5 is 100,000. And if I ask you what's the value of the digit 5, which is 500,000. Okay, 500,000. Now, how do I know which is 10, 1, 10, 100 and all that? Alright, always remember the 1, like for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See that those are under 1 family. Okay, now after you pass from 9, where do you go? You go to the 10 family. See that 10, 11, 12, see that? Okay, now the 10 family, it's just the 10 and then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, up to 90. And then when you go over the 99, becomes what? 100 family. You go to the 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. See that? And then once you get to 999, and then you go to the 1000 family. After that, you go to the 10,000, 100,000, and then million. Okay? So keep in mind, alright? 1, 10, 100. Okay, so and then 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 and million. Now be careful, 0 plays a very important role when it's in position in between the place values. Okay, you think, well, 0, that means nothing, I'm just going to erase that. No, you can't do that. 0 has to be there. Alright, because that makes a difference between what these place values are. If I take this 0 off, that will drop all the place value for these 3 digits. Okay, so it's very important that 0 plays a important role in that number. Okay, so even though it's not a counting number, but 0 does, okay, plays a very, very important role. Okay, but you silent it. Like for example, how do we read that? 7,520,000. Okay, because see that 2 becomes 20. It's not like 7,052,000. No, it's 7,520,000. Okay, now let's say for example, if I would have done like this, if I had put this one as 0 and this one as 9, what would that be? 7,509,000. I did silent the 10,000 value. Okay, so that's why I said 509,000. Okay, now if I have still a value to that one, so it becomes 7,589,000. See that? 89,000. 346. Okay, so very important, the place value. So now let's do some work. Okay, let's say for example, If I give you 75341 and ask you 5, what's the place value of 5? So what do? To find the place value, you're going to do this. You're going to put a line and then put the zeros over there. 1, 2, 3, and then bring the 5 down. What does it say? 5,000. See that? 3 zeros. So when there's a 3 zeros, that tells you 1,000. So keep in mind. So you got 3 zeros will be 1,000. 2 zeros will be 100. 1 zeros will be 10. 10,000. So 10 has how many zeros? 1. 1,000 has how many zeros? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. See that? 100,000. 100 has how many zeros? 2. 1,000 has how many zeros? 3. So 5. Million has how many zeros? 6 zeros. Okay? So once you know how many zeros they have, you should be able to solve any problems I give you. Okay? So see that? So that tells you 5 is 1,000 family. If I ask you the value of that digit, it's 5,000. So let's do another one. Let's say, for example, if I give you 680247 and ask you the digit value of, I want to ask you the place value of 8. What's the place value of 8? So what do? You draw the line right there. Okay? So after 8. Okay? So you draw the line after 8. And then what do? Put the zeros down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So now put the 8 down there. If I ask you the place value, that means I want to find what family it's in. So you count from the back. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2. That means this is 1,000 and this is 100. That means what? 100,000 family. See? 100,000 family. If I ask you what the value of that digit 8, 800,000. See, that's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Let's do another one, okay? Let's say, for example, if I give you 693421, okay? And ask you for the digit 9. So the digit 9. So what do? We use the line, okay? Line method. We're going to put a line and then we're going to put a 0 behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. Okay? And then we're going to bring the 9 down. If I ask you the place value of 9, you look at the zeros. How many zeros are there? Okay, 1, 2, 3, put a comma. Okay? So there's 1 0 on this one. That means that's 10. And how many zeros right there? 1,000. So it's in under what family? 10,000 family. So what's the value of that digit? 90. Because the 10, because 9, 10. So 9, 10 is 90,000. That's it. Very straightforward, okay? So use this line method, okay? So we're going to call this line method. So we use the line method, okay? Alright, so since it's a vertical, so we're going to say vertical line method. So we're going to use the vertical line method. Alright, now let's do another one, okay? Let's say, for example, if I were to give you 3048256, alright? And I want to find the digit of 4. So what method we're going to use? Vertical line method. So vertical line. So we're going to looking for the digit of 4. Right there, vertical line. Alright? And then what do we do next? Put the zeros underneath all this digit behind the vertical line. Okay? I put zeros. And then I count. First I bring the 4 down and then I count. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 3 I put a comma. This one represents 10. And this one represents 1,000. See that? So 4, 10. That means 40,000. If what's the place value? It will be 10,000 family. It's under 10,000. If I ask you the value of the digit, it's 40,000. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's say, for example, if I ask you 3. Vertical line method. Okay? So put zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The moment you hear the word 6 zeros behind a number, what that tells you? What family is it? Million. Million is 6 zeros. See that? So it's very easy, isn't it? Straightforward. If I ask you the place value of 3 is million. If I ask you the value, the digit value of 3 will be 3 million. Alright, boys and girls? Alright, good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board. We talk about estimate, alright? And then also round off. So we talk about estimate and round off. And I'll be back with you. Alright, my dear students. Now let's talk about estimate, okay? Now what is estimate? It's like we make some kind of a rough figure to it, okay? Let's say, for example, you know how big an elephant is, alright? Now if I tell you, if there is a deer next to an elephant, you can tell, oh, it's a big elephant and a small deer. See that? Because you know the shape of an elephant and you know the shape of a deer. If I had told you that the weight of the deer was 50 pounds and the weight of the elephant was 5 pounds, you're like, Mr. Mac, I know how much an elephant would have weighed. There's no way an elephant is 5 pounds and a deer is 50 pounds, because we know elephant is huge, alright, and they weighs a lot, they're heavier. See that? So that's why you make some kind of an estimate, a rough idea, okay? And we use that a lot. Like for example, if I ask you, well, I'll see you at my house for dinner, alright? And then you said, well, Mr. Mac, I should be there around 9 o'clock. Alright, because you're trying to estimate how much it takes. You have to get out of your school, and then you have to change your clothes, take a shower, change your clothes, and then you have to have your mom and dad or drive you to Mr. Mac's place, okay? So for a dinner, things like that. So you kind of put all this into account, and then you estimate, I think I'll make it around 9 o'clock. So we do that a lot in our real life, in a day-to-day life, okay? That's what estimate is. Sometimes it's good able to estimate. Let's say, for example, okay, if Mr. Mac to give you, alright, a block like this, alright, and I told you it's 5 kilograms. And then I draw another block and ask you, what do you think this would weigh? Alright, now again, you don't have a weighing scale, alright? You don't have the scale to weigh it to tell you exactly how much it is. We're not asking you to give me exactly, but I want you to make something logical, such a way that you can make some kind of an estimation how much that block would weigh, alright? Let's say the same material, and then you look at the shape, alright? If this is 5 kilograms, what do you think this would be? 12 kilograms? It could. You see that? Because we know that it's double the size and slightly more. Okay, 5 and 5 is 10. It's 12. Yeah, it's reasonable. Or 13 is reasonable. How about 20 kilograms? No, it's not. Because 5, alright? If this is 5 kilograms and this is 5 kilograms, now you're talking about 20 is way out like that. That would be 20. See that? So that's out our estimation. That's a poor way of estimating. Am I right? If I had to say, well, you know, that looks like a 20 kilograms. Not really, okay? 5 and 12 makes the right way of estimating, alright? So it's just not too off. Or you say, well, that one looks like, let's say, if I ask you what the 7 kilograms. No, okay? You can tell that 7 kilogram, 5 and a 7, it's just way out. So that's why. And if you see, even if you say 10 kilograms, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it could be. You know, that's what estimate is all about. But something, you know, way out. You can tell it's way out. Kind of like Mr. Mac says, when I look at an elephant, I look at the deer and I says, well, you know what, the elephant could be 50 kilograms and the deer could be 75 kilograms. You say, Mr. Mac, that elephant is huge and the deer is small. You're saying it's 50 kilograms versus 75 kilograms. See that? That's what it's all about. When you look at it, you can feel it. You can see the difference, alright? You can able to estimate it. And that's what estimation is all about, okay? So you're able to estimate, okay? Let's say, for example, if I have a building, okay? And then I have a tree, a tall tree, okay? Like that. And then I told you the height of the tree, height of the building is, let's say 100 feet, okay? So then I ask you, then you looked at the building, oh, if the building is height is 100 feet, what do you think the tree would be? So about 200 feet, that makes sense, or 220, 210, alright? See that? Because we know that this is 100. If I put another one, that makes it 200, okay? So slightly more than 200. So, or you can even say 220, 210 feet. That would be a good way of estimating, alright? Alright, boys and girls, okay? Now sometimes another way of estimating would be, you kind of wave it. All right, because the way because let's say you know this one is, let's say, 5 kilograms. All right, you see, you know this one, you already waved it, and then you looked at another one, you picked up this one. Well, I don't want to walk all the way to that scale machine there. All right, I'm just going to feel it because my mom or dad only wants you to buy around close to 5 kilograms. So you didn't find this one is perfect, you know, what you're looking from this fruit, okay? So you pick this, oh, this fruit looks much better, but let me see, this one I know is 5 kilograms, so you kind of, wait, yeah, I feel like could be close to 5 kilograms. See that? That's not estimate, but you can feel it. This one, that means you can tell what, oh, this one's really heavy, cannot be 5 kilograms. Got to be more than that, could be 8 or 10, or see that? So that way, see, that's what estimate's all about. All right, boys and girls. Okay, good. So now you understand estimate, okay? So estimate, okay, how to estimate. So it's something that you use a lot in your day-to-day life, all right? All right, my dear students. Now, I hope you won't mind, Mr. Mac here and there. I'm going to call you boys and girls because you're my dear students, all right? I know you're an adult. That's a way of, just a passion way of calling you boys and girls, all right? So, but I'll try my best not to use that, but I'll call you my dear students. But if I do use here and there, I'm sure you're okay with that, all right? Because you're my special student, and I'm here to bring the best for you, and I'm going to work really hard only to bring the best, all right? Because you're the best, and you deserve the best, and I want you to learn so well, and that's why Mr. Max here for you, and I want you to assure that I'm one of the best to bring mathematics for you, all right? Give me a few seconds. I'll raise the board. We'll talk about round off, okay? I'll be back with you. Alright, my dear students, let's talk about round off, okay? What is round off? Let's say, for example, if I give you a number, okay? If I give you 3842 and ask you to round off that number to the hundreds, okay? Round off to the 100. Now, when I say the word 100, you need to know how many zeros does 100 has? 2 zeros, okay? Let's review again, okay? Let's start with 10. 10 has how many zeros? 1 zero, okay? And then 100, 2 zeros, okay? Very good, 2 zeros. 1,000, 3 zeros, okay? And then 10,000, the 10 has how many? 0, and then 1,000 has how many? 3, okay? So 4 zeros. If I say 100,000, I'm just going to put H and T, okay? 100,000, okay? 100 is how many zeros? 2 zeros. 1,000 is how many zeros? 3 zeros. See that? And then million? 6 zeros. Very good, okay? So remember that, okay? 10 has 1 zero, 100 has 2 zeros, 1,000 has 3 zeros, 10,000, kind of like that, 10, 1 0, 1,000, 3, 100, 2, 1,000, 3. See that? 100,000 has 5 zeros, okay? So in this case, if I ask you to round off to the 100, okay? So ask yourself, how many zeros 100 has? 2 zeros, okay? Put 2 zeros. 1, 2. Below that number, okay? And then put a line. All right? So you're rounding off to the 100. And then the number 4. See the number that the one next to it, it's kind of like we're going to use the butterfly method, okay? I'm going to call this a butterfly, okay? Butterfly method. Now, what is butterfly method? Butterfly method, if you look at the butterfly, how does the butterfly look like? See that? And this is the lifeline, okay? That's the life, okay? Now the one that makes the decision on when coming to round off, okay? So when you're dealing with round off, the wing that makes the decision is the right wing to you, facing that right wing, okay? The right wing makes the decision whether the number on the left changes or stay the same. What do I mean by that? Okay? So like I said, when I say round off to the 100, count 2 zeros from the very right, 1, 2, then put a line, okay? You want to put the lifeline, all right? Lifeline, okay? Once you put the lifeline, now see that this is the wing right there. See, this is the wing, all right? The right wing, which is the 4. The 4 decide whether I'm going to add 1 to 8 or just leave it the way it is. Because rounding off, it's like if the number here, the right wing, if it's 5 or more up to 9, okay, 5 or more up to 9, you add 1 to 8. If it's less than 5, you don't add, just bring the 8 down. Alright, so in this case 4 is what? Less than 5. So I'm not going to add a 1 to 8. So I'm just going to write 8 and then rewrite the 3. So I round off to the 100. That means 3,800. That's the answer. That's what rounding off is mean. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say, for example, if I got and ask you to round off to the 1,000. Now ask yourself, the moment I say word 1,000, 1,000 has how many zeros? You should know 3 zeros, okay? So 1, 2, 3, line right there. Okay, so what's the right wing is? Right there. The 8 is the right wing. So is 8 greater or equal to 5 or less than 5? Greater than 5, okay? If it's greater than 5, what do I do to this 5? I add 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6. And then rewrite the 7. So the answer now is, when I round up this number, it becomes 76,000. Alright, how do I read that? How do I know it was 76? See, 1, 2, 3, comma, remember 76,000. See that? 76,000. That's how you read it, okay? And that's how you do it, round off. Very important, okay? Let's do another one, okay? Let's say, for example, if I have 5, 4, 3, 5, 0, okay? And I ask you to round off to the 100. Okay, round off to the 100. 100 has how many zeros? 2 zeros. The moment I say 2 zeros, 1, 2, line right there. Now look at this, 5. Remember, when you rounding off, whenever you have the number either 5 or greater, you add 1. If it's less than 5, you don't. In this case, it's 5. Equal to 5, I add 1 to this. So 3 plus 1 is 4. Then I rewrite this whole thing back down. So it becomes, how do I read that? So it'll be 5, 4, 4, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, comma, 54,400. That's what rounding off is all about, okay? Alright, let's do more, let's do more. This is so exciting, isn't it? And it's, when you use the butterfly method, it's so easy. Let's do more. Let's say, for example, if I were to give you 8, 9, 3, 4, 7, alright? And ask you to round off, let's do another number digit, let's say 4, okay? Ask you to round off to the 100,000, alright? When I say 100,000, break down, 100 has how many zeros? 2, 1,000 is how many? 3, so how many altogether? 5, see that? 100,000, so it's 5 zeros. That means I put zeros starting from the very left, I'm sorry, I put the zeros starting from the very right, okay? 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See that? The moment I'm done, I put a straight line. That's the lifeline of the butterfly, okay? And then the wing, the right wing, the one to make the decision. See that? This is the right wing. To you, your right. See that? You're facing this way to your right. So that's the right wing, which is 8. 8 is the right wing and 4 is the left wing. And this is the butterfly's lifeline, alright? So 8 is exactly greater than 5. That means I add 1, 2, 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So that makes it 1, 2, 3, comma, 500,000. 500,000. You round off that 489,347 to 500,000. See that? Can you see the difference? Why rounding off plays such an important role in, especially in a mathematical world? The reason is, if you look at this one, it looks very complicated. Am I right? 489,347. It's kind of like estimating. See that? And how in estimate, we try to bring the number closer to what it could be. So that's what we did. Closer to what this could be, which is 500,000. If I were to tell you 489,347, it takes you for a while to think that number, to process it in your head, to figure out what is that number. If I were to say 500,000, right away you know, wow, 500,000, the number. See that? Boom, it gets to you very quick. That's why the rounding up helps you to get that number to your head quicker, for you to process it quicker. See that? Okay, so that's the rounding off is very important. Okay, so let's recap again. So what's the method we're using? Butterfly method. Alright, which wing makes the decision? The right wing. The right wing makes the decision. Very important. The right wing makes the decision whether the left wing, you add 1 or none. Add 1 or none. You do not subtract. You add 1 or none. None. That means no. Okay, like for example, okay, in this case we add 1 to this one, becomes 6. All right, in this case we didn't add anything because 4 is less than 5, so we rewrote the 8 back up and then put 3. All right, so very important. All right, boys and girls, look like we learned a lot in this lesson. All right, so we should be ready for our hands-on practice. Okay, good. Well, I'll talk to you, let me erase the board and then we'll talk about what is hands-on practice. Okay, I'll be back with you in a few seconds. All right, my dear students, you ready for some hands-on practice? Well, you're wondering, Mr. Mac, what is hands-on practice? Well, first, let me introduce you to Pablo. Pablo, come on over. There you go. Well, this is Pablo, and he's our assistant. What he does is, he prepares some questions. He's going to hand over those questions to you. And what I want you to do is, pause the video and then work on those questions. Once you're done, and then come back and then invite Mr. Mac back in, and then we'll work together, and then that way we can compare the notes, see how you did versus how Mr. Mac's doing. So this way it's going to give you some hands-on practice from all the things that you learn. The way Score A Math Week 3 has been set up is this way. We're going to learn about everything that you need to know about that part of the sub-lesson. Once Mr. Mac taught you that, and then I'm going to give you some questions, which is going to be considered as a hands-on practice. And you're going to pause the video, and then you're going to work on it, and then you're going to come back, and then we're going to work together. We're going to have fun with it. After that, and then you're going to have some quizzes at the end of this sub-lesson. And then after you've done the quizzes, and then you come back and then take the next sub-lesson, and then the same process will go on. Alright, my dear students, that's going to be the best way to learn. You learn and you have hands-on practice on it, and Mr. Mac's going to coach you after that, and then you're going to do on your own with the quizzes. Okay? Alright, Pablo, here it is. Pablo's going to hand over those quizzes to you and have fun with it. Okay? Take your time and then come back and invite Mr. Mac back in. Alright? Now go ahead, pause the video and have fun. Alright, okay, good. How did you do? Wasn't bad, isn't it? Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward, okay? Things that we learned, everything that you learned, it's been questioned in the hands-on practice worksheet, okay? So let's do it together, okay? Let's look at the first question. What the first question says? Alright, write the following numbers. And if I read the question, you're going to see in front of your screen, okay? So write the following numbers in words. Let's write down the number first, okay? The first one is A, alright, which is 17. So the way to write is just like the way you read it. Look at that. What does it say? 17. 17. See that? So pretty much 17. See that? 17. Very important. Okay? 17. Okay? Good. Let's look at the B. The B is 508. So how do you read this? 508. Okay? 508. Okay? So we're going to write that down. 508. Okay, 508. All right, so 508. So let's look at the C. Now C, we got 4786. Now before we write it in a form of word, we use the comma method, so that way we know how to read it. All right, very important, able to read it before you write it. Okay, 1 2 3 comma. So that tells you that a 4 would be what? 4,000. Okay, see, we block this 3 digit, it's 4,786. See that? The way you read it is that's how you're going to write it. See that? So exactly you're going to write it. So it's going to be 4,786. 86. That's it. Very easy, very straightforward. Okay, so let's look at D. Now D, we got 30452. Again, what method we're going to use? The comma method. 1 2 3 comma. So block that. What does it say? 30,452. That's it. Okay, so we're going to write down 30. Okay, 30,400. Okay, 400 and 52. Okay, so very important knowing the spelling. All right, Mr. Mac cannot list everything for you, so that's why the beauty about you has a a matured student now, okay, that you should able to go and do some research on your own. Google up, go to the computer if you have access to the computer. If not, ask your parents or friends or your sisters or brothers or your teacher, okay, how to spell certain words that I couldn't list it up on the board. Okay, it's very important. You got to do the research. You got to find it, all right, because there are so many words out there. If there's something that you don't know how to spell it, you need to do the research. Okay, that's the beauty about learning. You need to find on your own. Go search it. All right. Okay, good. So 30,452. All right. Okay, good. Now let's look at the E. E 109905. Okay. Again, what method do we use? The comma method. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, but there's no number, so we can leave it that way. Okay. So what do we do? Block the first 3 digit. It says what? 109. 109. Okay. So 109,000. 905. See, there's a no digit here, number here, it kind of shows 0. Okay, so we're going to silent that and we're going to just read it as a 5. Okay, I should say no counting number there. Okay, so it'll be 905. So 109,905. Okay, so let's write down that 100. Okay, 109,904,905. Because it's no 10 value there. Okay, it's just a 0, so you just say and 5. Okay, and 5, very important. Okay, able to read something like this. Okay, all right, good. Now let's look at F. The F is 2764218. Again, what do we do? Use the comma method. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay, so let's read that. Okay, we block this first 3 digits, this 3 digit and this 3 digit. Okay, what does it shows? 2. How many numbers behind after the 2? Oh, in other words, how many zeros would there be? 6 zeros. So that makes it 2 million. 2 million. Okay, so once we know that's 2 million, and then we're going to block this one and down. What does that say? 764,000. See that? And then 218. That's how you read it. Very easy. Okay, comma is very important. The comma method is very powerful. Okay, so it'll be 2. So it'll be 2 million. Okay, 2 million 764. Okay, 764,000. Okay, 1,218. Okay, 218. There we go. See that? 2,764,218 and 18. Very easy, very straightforward. Okay, good. All right, let's do this problem number 2. Now let Mr. Mike erase the board so we get some room to work on. I'll be back with you in a few seconds. All right, my dear students, problem number 2, write as numerals. Okay, so this time they wrote it for us in a form of words. Okay, let's do problem number 1A. Okay, so we got 79. All right, so pretty much you say 79, which is what? 79. All right, 79 right there. Okay, pretty easy, isn't it? All right, let's do the B. B says 205. 205. Okay, all right, so now look at that, 200. All right, which is 200, and this is 5. If I have to add this, so 205, that makes it 205 right there. See that? 205. Be careful. Okay, don't write like this, 205. That's wrong. Okay, so right, break it up. 200, and then that one is 5. All right, now let's say, for example, if I had given you 225. See that? So now you know this is 200 and this is 25. Okay, so then we line it up. 225, and then we added 5, 2, 2. See that? So very important, okay? Alright, breaking down. So that's why the method we're going to use is breakdown method, okay? So you break them down, alright? Very important, alright? Okay, good. Let's look at the problem, the C. The C is 3,411. Okay, again we're going to use the breakdown method. Now the best way to start using the breakdown is to start from the right to left. Okay, let's go this way. So that way we know this is 11. Alright, so we're going to put that 11. Alright, now look at that 400. The moment you see 1,000, you stop. Alright, you stop the line right there. Alright, and then what? 1,003. Okay, so we know 11, 400, 3,000. Okay, line them up. So 3,411. 1, 1, 4, 3. You add them. So 3,411. See that? Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, let's look at the D. Now the D gave you 1,760,000. Okay, let's write down here 60. Let's leave it there. 1,000. 800 and let's see, 831. Okay, so what method we're going to use? We're going to use the breakdown method, and we're going to start from the right. Okay, if this would have been all in a one long line, we start from the right and then we go to the left. Okay, so let's start with the right. Okay, start with 31 before the end. See the end right there, that should be your breakup. Okay, 31. Alright, that means that's 31. Now this one, 108. See, the moment you see the 1,000, you stop right there. You stop right there, 108. Okay, and then this one, 1,000, and then the moment you come to million, you stop right there. Okay, so that's your breakdown. See that? And then 1 million. See, pretty easy, isn't it? How I broke it? Okay, remember 31, the N is going to be a way for you to break it down. And then for 100, make sure you see the 100 all in grouped up together. Once you see the 1,000 doesn't belong to 100, you stop right there, because the 1,000 is right there. Okay, now look at the 1,000. 1,000 is all together. The moment you see million, you stop. That's all together with 1,000. And then million will be together. Okay, so now you write that down. 1 million. So how many zeros million has? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 760,000. 700. So 700. Now don't worry about lining up. Just write it out. Okay, so we're just going to write out. This one's 1 million. So this one's 760,000. So 760. See that? 760,000. How many zeros? 3 zeros. Okay, so this one's 800, so we just could put 800. Now we're going to line it up. Okay, this one's million, 1 million. Okay, so now we're going to line it up. We take the million, put it right there. Always start the very biggest number and then go down. Okay, the next will be that one. Always line it up, start from the right to left. Okay, so see that, and then say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the zeros. Next will be the 800. Okay, so I'm going to put the 800 starting with this one right there, and then 31. So now add them. 1, okay, 3, 8, 0, 6, 7, 1. Alright, so I'm going to rewrite that. So 1,760,831. See? If you were to use the comma method, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. See, there's a 6 digit before 1, that means 1 million. 1 million. 760, see, 760,000, that's 3 digit after that. Okay? 800, 800, 31, 31. Pretty easy, isn't it? So very important using the breakdown method. Okay, always start from the right and go to the left. Okay, so what I did again, let's review this one. Such a big number here. We start with the 31 because the moment I see n right there, I stop right there, and then I go for the 100. I see the moment I see 1000, I stop for that one. That's one group. Now I go to the 1000. Now I look for the 1000 group. The moment I see million, I stop right there, and then million group. Okay, so 1,760,831. See, I put all this number, line them up, add them, gives me the numero. Very important. Okay, using the breakdown method. Alright, my dear students, let Mr. Mike erase the board so we can do problem number 3. I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, let's look at problem number 3, alright? Okay, now it says, state the place value. See the keyword place value and the digit value of the underlined digit in the numbers below. See that? We're finding two things. First thing we're finding is the place value. Alright? And the second one was the digit value, the underlined digit in the numbers below. Okay, let's look at the problem. So problem 3A. So A, we were given 7025. Okay, so what method we're going to use? The vertical line method. Okay, vertical line, and the one that was underlined was 2, so we put the right there. Okay, how do I know where to put the line? Because you're finding to the place value of that number, so you're looking for that place value right there. Always remember the right side. Okay, the right side where you put the line, and this is the one you're finding the place value. Okay, how many zeros? 1 0. That means 2 is under what family? 10 family. Exactly. So the place value is 10. Alright, and what is the digit value? 20. Exactly, 20. Okay, so 20. Alright, now you just put 20, that's good enough. Alright, so it'll be 20 would be the good enough. You don't have to write down the word 20, just put 20. Okay, so you bring the 2 down, see that's 20. That's the place value. That's the digit value of the 2, and of course the place value of 2 is 10. Alright, it's under 10 family. Okay, let's look at B. So B, you got 45072, and then you put a 5 there. Again, where do we put the line? Right there. Okay, and then count how many zeros. 1 2 3. So which family has 3 zeros? 1000. So 1000 would be the place value. The 1000 would be the place value for 5. And what is the value of the digit? 5000. So 5000 will be the value of the digit. Okay, 5. Alright, does that make sense? Alright, let's look at C. The C, we're given 6984442. Alright, what do we do again? Exactly, use the vertical line method. Okay, the moment you put the vertical line, put the 0 based on the number of digits after the line. How many zeros? 1 2 3 4 5. So what do you do? Count 1 2 3, put a comma. Alright, this means 2 zeros means what? 100. Okay, this is 100, and then 3 zeros, 1000. See that? That's how you tell them. So it's under 100,000 family. Okay, so it's under 100,000 family. That's it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, always count 1 2 3, put a comma, and then whatever this 2, there's a 2 0, that means 100. 3 zeros, 1000. 100,000. Okay, and what's the value of that 6, which is digit value? 600,000. And that's the digit value, 600,000. Alright, okay, let's look at D. And D was given 2132047, and the number that was underlined was 1. And where do I put the line? Do I put the line right there? No, Mr. Mac, it's right here. Exactly. Good job. Proud of you. You put the line right there, okay? And then the moment you put the line, you put the zeros. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Alright, so count 1 2 3, put a comma. There are 6 zeros. That means what? Million. It's under million family. Okay, so the 1 is under 1 million. Exactly, 1 million. Alright, okay, good. And then let's look at E. And then E was given as 9024. So this is underlined. See that? Now if I put a line right there, that's no digit. That means It's under what? 1 family, the 1, okay? 1, and that means it's just 4 right there. That's it. Okay, very important, okay? So keep in mind, if I give you a big number, let's say 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 9, 8, and I told you find the place value of 7. So what's our method again? Vertical line method. And then where do we put the vertical line? That's the most important, okay? You're finding 7, all right? And you want to find out how many zeros behind 7. That's why you put behind that line, behind this 7. And then put the number of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for me to find out what family or place value that 7 is in, what do? I count. 1, 2, 3, put a comma. And see that? There's only 2 left after that. So 1, 2, 3, and then 2. If it's 2, 100, okay? 100, we know that 200 is 2 zeros. If it's 3,000, see that? You line it up the way it is, and you read it exactly. It says what? 100,000. So 7 is 100,000 family. That's it. And 7, what's the value of the digit of 7? 700,000. 700, and then 3 zeros. That's it. See that? 700,000. Very straightforward, okay? Don't make it too difficult. It's very easy, all right, to find the place value, all right? Good. Well, let Mr. Mac erase the board. And we'll do problem number 4, and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, you ready for problem number 4? Problem 4 says, estimate the volume below. Estimate. So we're given a 1 for us as a reference, okay? So we're given one container that has 5 liters, okay? They told us this one has 5 liters. So we can use this as a reference. 5 liters. And then we're given another container, alright? Okay? So given like that, all right? So they ask us to estimate. They want to know what is the volume of that container. How much, volume. So we're given what? A, B, C, D. We're given A as 4 liters, and then B as 15 liters, and then C as a 10 liters, and then D as a 6 liters, all right? So we know for sure this is not going to be less than 5 liters, am I right? That's going to be out. And it's not going to be too close to 5 either. It's going to be more, okay? Cannot be 6. Could it be 10 or 15? Well, let's look at it, all right? Look like it's more double than a triple. And you can know that if a triple means it's going to be really high. So, see that? That's what estimate's all about. You're trying to narrow down what could possibly volume this be. It looks very close to be double. So, if I double the 5 liters, will be what? 10 liters. So this should be your answer. Alright? Very easy, straightforward. That's just estimate. You're just making but again, this is just an estimate, a rough idea, not the accurate. Alright? Accurate. That's what estimate is all about. Alright, boys and girls? Okay, good. Let's go to problem number 5, and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. My dear students, let's do problem number 5, okay? Now, problem number 5, we're dealing with rounding off, okay? We're rounding off, okay? A, round off to the nearest 100, okay? We're given, all right? So, let's do problem number 5A. So, we're given 4082. So, they said round off to the nearest 100. 100 is how many zeros? 2 zeros, okay? So, that means we put 1, 2, line right there. And we're going to use the butterfly method, okay? So we're going to use the butterfly. So who make the decision? Which wing is the strongest? I mean the wing, making the decision wing? The right wing, okay? So you want to see 8. Is 8 greater than 5 or equal or less than 5? In this case, of course, greater than 5. If it's greater than 5, I add 1 to the 0. So it becomes 1 plus 0 is 1. And then bring the 4 down. So you round it up to 4100. And how do we read this? 1, 2, 3, 4,100. And that's your answer. Okay? Because we've been told round it up to the 100. 100 has how many zeros? 2 zeros. Okay? Let's look at the second one. The second one, we've been given 5442899. And they ask us to round off to the nearest 10,000. So 10,000, okay? So 10,000. Alright, 10 has how many zero? 1. 1,000 has how many zero? 3. So that means 4 zeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Line right there. Okay, so which is the deciding side wing? The right wing, this one right there. Alright, okay, so we're going to add or what? No, because 2 is less than 5, so we don't add anything to it. We just bring the 4 down, okay, and then rewrite the rest of the numbers. Okay, see, very important. The 2 is less than 5, I don't add to 4. I just bring the 4 down, and that's it right there. And you round it up to 5, 4, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0. And how do I read it? 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. That means there are 6 digits after 5. That means 5 million. And then you just read on 440,000. That's it. Right there. Pretty easy, isn't it? Straightforward, okay? Good. Let's look at C. Now C, we've been given 9, 9, 5, 2, 2, 3, 0. Okay, so they ask us to round up to the nearest 100,000. They ask us to round up to the 100,000. So let's write down 100,000. Okay, now 1,000 has how many zeros? 3. 100, 2. So what's the total? There are 5 zeros. That means we're going to count from the very back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The moment you put the 5th zero, put the straight line like that. Okay, so now it become a butterfly. See that? So this is the right wing and this is the left wing. The right wing make the decision. It's 5. Of course, it's equal to 5. Remember, if they're equal to 5 or greater than 5, you add 1 to this one right there. If it's less than 5, you don't do anything, just rewrite. Okay, so in this case, it's equal to 5, I add 1. So 1 plus 9 is what? 10. 0, 1. 1 plus 9, 10. 0, 1. See that? Doesn't matter, even though it came out to be like this, it's not because you rounded up to that. No, it's because you rounded up to the 100,000, it distributed to the point it came to this number. Alright, so it's not your mistake. Alright, you did round it up, they know. Alright, you will have answer, the choice, if it's a multiply choice, you will have this. Okay, so this is the right answer. Okay, so let's rewrite this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. Okay, okay, good. So how do we read this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means this is 10 million. That's it, 10 million. There's no other digit for you to read it. Okay, all are zeros, counting digit wise. Okay, so that's it, 10 million right there. Okay, let's do problem number D. D, where you were given 2, 9, 8, 4, 1, 0, 0, 2, and they ask you to round off to the nearest million. So million has how many zeros? 6 zeros. Okay, so count from the very right. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Line right there. Alright, the moment you come to the 6th one, you put the line. Same thing, the moment you come to it, you put a line. Line, very important. Okay, and this is going to be your right wing. The right wing decide whether I have to add or not. Do I add 1 to 9? Yes, because 8 is greater than 5. 9 plus 1 will be 10. So I put 0 plus 1. Carry that 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So it becomes right there. And how do we read that? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. 30 million. Okay, that's 30 million. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, now remember, this is not because you rounded up. It's because when you round up to million, this 8 contributed 1 to the 9. 9 plus 1 becomes 10. And you put 0, you carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. That's the reason why you got another 0 there. It's not because you rounded up. Okay, you rounded up to here, you did right. But this been contributed because of the addition of 1 to the 9 that gave you 0, that you carried a 1 across. Okay, good. Alright, boys and girls, that's the end of our hands-on practice. How did you do? Do good? Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you. You are awesome. That's why it makes you score a Math Victory student. That's what makes you score a Math Victory student. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so proud you're on board with Mr. Mac. We're going to work together. We're going to prepare you for your Form 1 Mathematics. Okay, remember, I'm not just preparing you for your Form 1 Mathematics just to do the good in your exam. I'm preparing you for your PMR, and I'm also preparing you for your future mathematics. Alright, so we're going to learn for life, not learn for the moment. Okay, I want you to understand and remember it and solve it. Practice it, okay? And guess what's the time for right now? Look at Pablo. It's time for quiz. That's right, time for quiz. Exactly. I strongly recommend that you take the quiz. See that? Pablo even dared us. He said, I dare you. He is daring you because he wants you to do well. He cares about you just as much as I care about you. Okay? And then as I said, Pablo is going to be our assistant. He's going to be working with us and he's going to challenge you here and then. Alright? And I want you to take this challenge. Okay? So do it. Go ahead and do the quiz and come back in the next sub lesson and tell me that, yes, Mr. Meg, I did it. Pablo, I took your challenge. I did the quiz and I'm back to learn more to be the best student. That's right, you are the best, and Mr. Mac will bring the best for you because you deserve the best. That's right, you deserve the best, and I will only bring the best for you. Right? And remember, it's coming from the best. Okay? Alright, boys and girls, have fun with your quiz and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.